Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Welcome to an exclusive episode of Mind Love. Today's episode is all about how to become an energetic magnet for the life of your dreams.
Never take advice from someone if you would not be more than happy to wake up tomorrow with their life. Exactly like you said, their belief about what's going to make you happy is coming from their belief system. And their belief system got them the life that they currently have, which means that their belief system is not going to get you the life that you want. Therefore, the actions you have to take to get the life that you want is not going to fit into the belief system of your family and friends. And that can create that negative response, not because they don't love you, but because they do love you and they want you to be happy. But their idea of happy is different based on their belief system.
When we're learning anything, or we're taking a deep dive into any one topic, the process usually goes like this. First, you learn the basics, the general scheme of things. Then you go a layer deeper, and then another layer, and then you start micro-analyzing small little niches within that area of learning. It's why you first start with a science class, and then all of a sudden you're learning microbiology. Well, the deeper I go in my own self-growth, the more I need to consciously remind myself of the basics. I actually talk about this in episode 126 with Michelle Blood, so I highly recommend giving that one a listen. Well, something amazing happened recently. About a week into the quarantine, my husband and I were reflecting on our situation, how our businesses will be, what changes do we need to make, is there anything we need to cut back on, who do we want to become on the other side of this? And at first, we felt pretty confident. We were super grateful that we both had spent so many years creating freedom-based businesses. I could still podcast from home. He has a high-end web design and services business for nonprofits. And it would seem that more and more people would be online right now. So we decided, lucky us, right? We're going to be fine. Then about a week later, I realized that quite a few sponsors had pulled out. People I was working with were pulling back their spending. And several of Shane's clients canceled their jobs or canceled their upcoming jobs. And we were like, uh-oh. Maybe we're not quite as recession-proof as we thought. Well, it's worth mentioning that I am so grateful for the work that I've done on myself because I was able to stay calm throughout this. He was too. And so we both went inward. I started to find clarity in my next moves. And one day, Shane went on this long walk. And when he got home, he was glowing. He said he had this really personal experience on this walk. He told me that at the beginning of the walk, he was getting a little nervous about making sure that all of his employees would be fine through this and our family would be fine. And he just kept thinking about what he needed to do to keep his business up. And all of these thoughts were running through his mind and he could feel himself tensing up. Well, that feeling was a trigger for him to do something differently because all he felt was stress. So he decided instead of thinking about what he needed to do and letting that dictate his feelings, he decided to flip it. And instead, he focused on what he wanted to feel and what needed to happen to evoke that feeling. So he started focusing on what the ideal would be, what he wanted to happen. He thought a large nonprofit would reach out with a request for a job that would replace the amount of jobs he lost. He could picture his sales guy contacting him saying a big, exciting nonprofit reached out, and not just any nonprofit, but one that had a mission of helping our current situation in some way. Well, when he told me about this, like I said, he was glowing. His whole energy was just different. And he felt calm and collected. And at the very least, he felt better than he felt at the beginning of this walk just by doing these visualizations. Well, the next day, I hear him yell while sitting on the toilet. Hope he doesn't listen to this episode because he'd be mad that I told you that part. But at first, I was terrified because what could be going on in there that justifies him yelling my name like that? Like, what am I about to have to get myself into? Well, all of a sudden, he starts speaking really quickly about how one of the largest nonprofits in the world reached out, and they're working very closely with the CDC and the World Health Organization to help people through this time. I don't want to give too much away because the contract is still in the works. fingers crossed, can't jinx it. But he was ecstatic, and so I was ecstatic. We just looked at each other and thought, wow, that is the power of manifestation. People get a lot wrong about this, though. You can't just think something and it shows up at your door. Most of the time, there are stories. In most cases, you have to meet the universe with action. You have to make the changes in your life, to yourself, to show that you are preparing yourself for what you're about to be given. Acting as though you already have it, so you become a person who can have that. We have so many stories of this in our own lives, and it is still something that I still need to work on because I am only human. I still have self-doubt. I still have imposter syndrome. I still have self-sabotage. But when I fully trust the universe, it always supports me. Sometimes in ways I didn't fully ask for, but in the end, it always works out, and usually better than I had anticipated. So this is what we're talking about today. And our guest is Kristen Jenna. She's a 26-year-old manifestation expert who has manifested a 6-figure business and the life of her dreams in 7 months. She left her corporate job just less than a year ago and manifested abundance in every area of life. And now she teaches others around the world to step into their power and do the same. So 3 key things we will learn are how to get clarity on what you really want in life, how to break through limiting belief systems and create a belief system which is in alignment with the life you truly desire, and how to stay abundant in the midst of fear and chaos. Hey there, wild minds. So this was just a preview, but you can access the whole episode with a Mind Love Premium membership. If Mind Love has been helpful to you in any way, consider helping support the show by joining this exclusive community. I promise I'm making it totally worth it. You get exclusive episodes, which means twice the Mind Love, in a private feed that imports right to your favorite podcast app, so you don't have to go to the web to listen. And that's not all. You also get all Mind Love episodes ad-free for uninterrupted listening. You get early access to episodes, and you get bonus video interviews and powerful meditation downloads. And finally, you get priority access to me, so you're free to reach out to me with any questions that you have about life, love, relationships, success, whatever it might be. And in more good news, you can get started free with a 2-week free trial. Just go to mindlove.com/premium. And if you're a student, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll give you a special discount.